I must speak to Benjamin Zafanai. The first time I really came across Benjamin Zafanai is when he wrote an article in the British paper called The Guardian saying, "I will not accept the OBE." So I was very intrigued by him. When I said to my friends and colleagues, "Oh, I want to interview Benjamin Zafanai," they all laughed at me. They said to me, "Awad, this guy is booked 4 years in advance. He's so popular in Britain." But me being stubborn, of course, I did not give up. I found a way to get him on the phone. I can't remember exactly how. It's been like now 12 years ago. And I said, "Mr. Benjamin Zafanai, this is Awad Joumaa calling you from Al Jazeera. I have followed your trajectory and I understand you're a very vocal anti-racist. But I think it'll be shameful for me and Al Jazeera to have a film about racism in Britain and not have you on camera. I cannot accept you refusing my interview." And here's some of the stories that Benjamin Zafanai had to tell us.
So there's always this threat about the other coming in, which is really weird when you think about Britain, because Britain by definition has always been a multicultural place. I mean, all these different tribes that came here, the Huguenots, by definition, Britain should not be racist. And kids would say preemptive strike, it became a kind of buzzword. We're going to put them out before they put us out, and they had a point. Did this mean that if I walked down the street and I saw somebody who looked like a skinhead, that looked like he may attack me sometime in the future, I have the right to attack him now? If you grow up, when you leave school, you go to a youth club and you had a fight in a youth club or outside a nightclub, the police will come and tell you that that's no way to resolve your problems. Yet the people who are supposed to be most educated, the most intelligent people in the country, when they have a problem, it's not as if they even go out and fight, They send you, who they've been telling not to fight, to go and fight their battles. Of course we have a violent society. It's built on violence.
What really touched me about meeting Benjamin Zafanai was how open he was, how frank he was in his interview, and how deeply personal he was in his answer. It really touched me to hear his story about his mom. So I always will remember these words of his, which you also can hear in this video.
I was beginning to believe that all Muslims are terrorists and Christian terrorists didn't exist. I really did believe that terrorism couldn't be done by governments, not our governments, not white governments.
My dear mother rings me in the middle of the night and goes, "Benjamin, this is it. It's happening, I said, "What's the problem?" She said, "The Muslims are coming." She's listening to a radio station that started to talk about Muslims flooding our country. And that day a Muslim moved next door to her. And she's whispering in the night as if they could hear her, "Benjamin, it's true, the Muslims are taking over." And I said, "Mother, how can you just believe all this rubbish, When she was being beaten by my father, when she had to run for refuge, at a time when women's refuges in Birmingham anyway, wouldn't take her because of the colour of her skin, she was rescued by a Muslim family. So she knows, definitely, that not all Muslims are the son's version of Muslims. But still, she can be tricked into thinking that, and that just shows you how powerful the media is.
I loved his answer about what is British identity. Well, British identity is like the British weather. One moment is sunshine, one moment is raining, the other moment it's cloudy. So I always will remember these words of his, which you also can hear in this video.
The British identity is like the British weather. You look up in the sky and you know it's the weather. You know today it was raining and now it's sunny and it could snow by the evening, right? You know it's British weather, but you can't really define it, and I think that's what Britain is like, You know when you're British because you live here, you see the whole melting pot. But to put your finger on it and define it so easily, it's impossible.